Look at some other injuries around the SEC. Mississippi State also has a banged-up quarterback. That's Tommy Stevens. He left Saturday's game again with an injured shoulder. He remains day-to-day, according to Joe Moorhead. Bumper Poole at Arkansas, also day-to-day with a sprained clavicle. And LSU linebacker Kayvon Chaisson is questionable for the big game at Vanderbilt on Saturday.
I'm very proud of how hard our guys played and competed. They responded the way I knew they would. I saw it in the locker room after the Ole Miss game, and each day last week. We had one of our best weeks, if not the best week of practice that we had since I've been here last week. And it was all credit to our staff and to the players for responding the right way. I thought in the fourth quarter, the scores tied 34-34. I thought there was a decision that had to be made. I thought it was a big moment for this team. For where we've been since we've been here over 19 months. I thought that was a defining moment for the direction of this team and where we were heading. And to see the leadership step up is an understatement. Everybody pulled together. They met the challenge. The way that we won the game in the fourth quarter and how we finished strong in that fourth quarter is something that we'll continue to build on and upon the rest of this season and moving forward. But players of the game offensively were Nick Starkel and Ty Clary. Ty Clary played the best game I've seen him play since he's been here. He continues to improve. This is not something that just happened over the last year in fall camp. This is a young man that has made a commitment and has dedicated himself through the course of winter conditioning and into spring ball. And he continues to improve and be a leader in that offensive line. Defensively, our player of the game was Scooter. His leadership in the fourth quarter, he and Sosa really rallying those guys. Scooter pulling everybody together and said, "Not now. It's not happening again." Was as good as I've ever been around and has seen. He was definitely a force, both on the field and off the field. So that was great to see. It just tells you where this program is moving forward. And to have Scooter in that leadership role at that point.
You know, you guys just had a big win. Do you worry about, overlooking a team that's coming off, some tough seasons?
Well, no, I don't. I'm more focused on the Arkansas Razorbacks and how we prepare regardless who we play. That doesn't change. The message that we're going to give to our football team doesn't change. We've got to continue to get better. And we got a lot of ball left this season to play. Brent is again, he's a very, very well-respected coach. He'll have those guys ready to go. And, I know he's in the process of building that culture out there with that program. And he's again, very well-respected.
All right, how about Arkansas, Colorado State? Cheyenne O'Grady is not going to be tackled today.
Come on, Colorado State. This is week 3.
Why are you mad at Colorado State?
Oh, man.
That's Cheyenne O'Grady, though.
Week 3, bro, you got to make a tackle, bro.
This just reminds me of that Greg Jennings YouTube video. Oh, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do this. Hey, bro. There he goes. I mean, come on, dude. There he goes.
Get him out of there.
Get him out.
Over there. Look at 12.
Like
I wish we could rewind that.
Good. How about Arkansas, Colorado State? We see some flashes every week from this Arkansas offense.
I think we really learned the identity of Arkansas, at least moving forward. Nick Starkel is the guy. He was the guy. We've always known he's going to be the guy, but now this team is moving forward. Rakeem Boyd got rolling. Nick Starkel added that dimension of pushing the ball downfield that I don't think they have with Ben Hicks, so they're turning in the right direction.
Well, 4 quarterback changes have been made in the SEC since week 1. Injuries have forced Florida, Kentucky, and South Carolina to turn to their backups, while Nick Starkel replaced an ineffective Ben Hicks at Arkansas. So, guys, what does this mean as far as the state of quarterbacking in the SEC?
Well, just like you're always used to seeing 2 quarterbacks sitting in the pocket.
It's a reason.
You played at Georgia. You probably got to sit in the pocket all the time.
Yeah, it was real lovely, too, man. I enjoyed it, man.
Lean back, relax.
Yeah.
I played at Vandy. I sat down in the pocket. I would never get up again in my entire life. All right, you're looking at that board of quarterbacks that are hurt. They've been replaced. Who you feel best about right now?
You know what? simply, I've seen Nick Starkel up close, and I like the way Nick Starkel, what he does for this offense. And for Chad Morris in this offense, it's been a long time since they've had somebody who can stretch the field of what they want to do. Starkel came in this ball game, he threw it deep, he threw it short, but he gave them the threat to throw the football down the field. We didn't see much of that with Ben Hicks. We know they went through 3 quarterbacks last year, but Starkel is the closest thing that gets this offense going. So for a lot of fans, Arkansas is a little sneaky right now because of the quarterback play. They got some young receivers on the outside. Sneaky offensively.
Okay.
That means they're going to put up some points. I mean, are you a fan of Starkel at all?
I am. I was a big fan of him when he was at Texas A&M. I thought there was a serious conversation and competition with Kellen Mond. Obviously, the right quarterback won that out. But I always thought it should have been Starkel. I didn't think Ben Hicks gave them the element of pushing the ball down the field that they needed.
I just want to go back and I want to talk about our culture. Because mental and physical toughness had to prevail in the fourth quarter. It all went back to our culture, what we stand for. And it did nothing but confirm all week long the great response that each and every one of you had. This was a huge win for this program, make no mistake. Momentum is wearing an Arkansas jersey.
Well, Coach, congratulations on Saturday. 55 points. So they were calling the Hogs like crazy here in Razorback Stadium. What did it feel like for you coming out of it, getting your second win of the season?
Well, it was obviously a great response from the week before. And, you know, our kids had probably our best week of practice we've had since we've all been together. And just to see the response, to see them come together, and the way that we had to win it in the fourth quarter was big. We had to respond a lot.
You did. Oh, and response was something that you really hammered on coming out of the Ole Miss game. And early on, it's 14-42 in the first quarter. You're already down 7, and now here's your chance. And with a quarterback who hasn't started a game since 2017, what was your mindset coming into this game as an offensive-minded head coach with a guy that is just getting his first crack at it at quarterback in so long?
Well, one, you knew he was hungry. He was excited to get out there and just ready to go make a difference. We saw what he did last week in the second half and how our offense really started to catch fire a little bit, especially the way we finished. Was hoping he would pick up, and obviously he did. And so it was really just, let's get the ball out of his hands, let's get a quick pass in there, let's make him have a little confidence. So all week long we've been hitting the outcut up there. I really honestly think that in his mind, he would never tell me this, but in his mind I think he was like, I ain't throwing the outcut, I'm fixing to throw this ball deep. And really, if you look at our receiver, he runs a bad route. He's got to hold the leverage right here. You see him kind of drift. He needs to look more back to the middle, away from his break point. He'll hold 37 off a little bit, and it'll give Nick a lot more room out there. Well, he doesn't. He's a true freshman. That's going to happen. But the great thing about it is Nick puts this ball, he throws him open, and, we got a 5-yard outcut right there that I'd have been very happy with.
There's your outcut. And he's been throwing it all week in practice, but we get in games.
He's asking for it all week, too. Coach, just let me have the outcut. Okay. And he throws the ball deep. Well, I think this just kind of set the tone for who he is. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm come here, and we're fixing to make a difference. We're going to get this offense rolling. And I think it started on play 1.
What was the crowd reaction like after that?
We had talked about that all week and just said, man, wait till this guy throws the ball deep the first time. And, the crowd just erupted. It was like, okay, here we go. We're going to have some fun with this tonight.
So on 1st down and 10, they'll fake it to Boyd, going up top, coming near side, trying to hit Trey Knox. Touchdown, Arkansas. That was quick, 24 yards.
A couple plays later, we got a run call. This is nothing but a run that we've called, and got a little flash motion coming across. And you can see Nick early on. He recognizes it's man coverage out on the edge. There's only 2 guys on this field that know it's a pass, and it ain't the head coach. We knew that it could be if they saw it because of the man coverage, but you saw Nick and both Trey Knox right here, another true freshman, make a signal, make a choice. Hey, we're going to take a shot right here. And, again, great ball, put it on his outside and let his big body go to work.
Just a couple of guys out there playing ball at this point.
We say it all the time. It's the game within the game.
That's great communication for a guy just now starting, first time since, 17. You got a freshman out there at receiver, and just a glance.
Yeah.
Just look out there real quick.
Yeah, you can see him right there. He just go back, and you can see him recognize it. He sees, he likes something. Now it's on him. Play the game. And if they would have spun out of it, he would have handed the ball off and we'd have had a run right there. But it's a credit to both of those guys right there, just being able to play the game.
That's an aggressive mindset, too, the quarterback, isn't it?
And that's what you want. I mean, again, great play by Trey Knox. Again, there's a lot of life now in this offense, and you saw what's happening.
What about this combination, this route combination here?
Yeah, big third down player for us right here. And, saw something from the box, and we had a little bunch set out on the edge. We're going to send the out cut. We're going to try to occupy both inside guys and send an out cut for our number 3 receiver and bend him right back up underneath it. And, I thought Nick put the ball right on the money, and Chase Harrell did a really good job of catching the ball with his hands and immediately right there getting vertical, getting back away from all the traffic, balls in the outside hand, using that stiff arm again, and getting the ball in the end zone. And that's great execution right there on a key third down play.
Pretty good ball placement, too, to allow him to do that, right, Coach?
It really is. I mean, he didn't have to reach for it. I mean, that ball was right on top of him, and he just kind of plucks it out of the air and is able to, get his body back around and make a play.
Rakeem Boyd, huge hole up the middle. It's a foot race. Rakeem Boyd to the end zone. Touchdown, 59 yards.
Got it done on the ground, got it done in the air. This run especially, though, you said after the game, I thought it was interesting, Nick helps us run the ball.
Yeah.
And you hear that and you think, well, he's not a running quarterback. So how's he helping you run the football? Is this an example of how that impacts the game plan?
Well, without a doubt. I mean, this is an RPO is all this is. And our effectiveness, I mean, Nick's ability to throw the ball and get the ball out of his hands quick, whether it's quick passes, our stop routes on the edge, the out cuts. He presents very much a vertical passing threat. And so what happens is you get in a passing formation right here, and you got a 2 safety look. You got the Mike linebacker plussed out of the box. That's a 5-man box. You got your 4 down lineman. You got your linebacker sitting in the box. And so now we got 5 to block 5, and we're going to read the overhang here. If he falls back in the box, we're going to throw the ball out on the edge. If not, we got hats for hats, and that's what you want. I mean, that's more a credit to Nick and our ability to throw the football as it is to hatting everybody up.
Sure.
I mean, that made the O-line's job real easy.
It really did. I'm not quick to point that out because I always think, golly, let's give as much credit to the big boys up front. But really,
but they got to
cover
execute.
them up.
And they got to cover them up, and they got to execute. And you can see this. And not only that, but if you go back to the wide, watch these O-linemen as they run down the field. Mm-hmm. They're as fired up about that right there. I mean, man, they're pumping their arms. They're high-fiving. They're hugging each other. There's some big boys. That's a long way to run. They're just, look at them, man, fist pumping. You're having fun, man. That's what this is about now. We're having some fun. Offense is clicking. We're in a little bit of a rhythm right now. We're having some fun with this thing.
That is the lone drawback on a long touchdown run if you're a big guy. Is like, God, man, that's – I mean, even the back judge. Rakeem Boyd got back so quickly. The back judge was like a sonic boom, knocked him over.
He was pretty athletic right there. Watch him come up off the ground.
It was quick. Look, I love it. He sells it like nothing ever happened.
Nothing happened. Calling it. Here we go.
Pressure comes. Hill hit and dropped back at the 16.
Great job of Grant Morgan getting home to the quarterback.
This pressure design right here, I thought this was really well executed by your backer.
Yeah, we're in our odd front right now. It's third down. We got a tip on their protection. They're sliding their protection one way. And just watching Grant Morgan, Grant seeing it, setting it up, let the protection get slid. And when that happens, you're able to watch him fold back around. And it's really good execution right here with these guys.
I like the way he waits. This back, as soon as he cross reads and he takes off, just a little bit of hesitation, right, Coach?
That's all you want. Just a delay, let him go, and then once you find it, you're able to find that crease.
Effective passer, right? And y'all were able to do that a lot in this game.
Yeah.
I think to come in here and put up 27 points in the first half, this offense, this team, they have a lot to be excited about going into the second half.
This is the opening drive of the second half. Again, we have to respond. They came in, just kicked a field goal, had some momentum, coming out of halftime. We got to go answer and get the ball start second half, and a big play right here again. Nick was actually asking for this on the sidelines. He goes, Coach, we're getting some speed motion. They're gonna try to trap the corner. You can see him come up trying to trap. They're in a cover 2 look, and when they do, they trap that corner. Mm-hmm. There's a void. There's a void between the corner and the safety, and we just set it down right there. So it's a great read route with Trey Knox, and and Nick Starkel both being on the same page, and that was really good execution, good protection up front. If you'll watch our running back right here, this is Rakeem Boyd coming back around, hunt and work. That's what we tell him, just hunt work.
Mm-hmm. He kind of retraces there on the edge. So this is an awareness by your quarterback here. Recognize that when we bring this motion, they're going to shoot their corner.
No, absolutely. They're going to trap it to try to take away the speed motion. We got to be able to hit the whole shot right behind him.
Easy first down conversion right there. That's a pitch and catch.
That's right. There's no question.
I'm noticing a trend. You think there's some chemistry with this number 7 and your quarterback?
Well, it definitely has looked that way over the last couple of weeks here.
In the first half, Coach, a 59-yard touchdown for Rakeem Boyd, but that was a run-pass option. Walk us through what it is that your quarterback was looking at, the read, and what made that play work so well.
Well, we were in a 3-by-1 set, and we were trying to put the conflict defender. Our read was the Mike backer, and you can see as the Mike was plussed out of the box. So all the read from the quarterback is occurring right here. So that's a pre-snap read, and then it turns into a post-snap read, as the ball is being snapped. So really what we want to do is we've designed this thing to lock the box. All right, and take our 5 and block those 5. This is the unblocked defender. We can't block that guy. So since we can't block him, then all we're going to do is run a hitch right there off of him. So if he falls back into the box, obviously we're getting the ball here. And then, the running back's path is his inside zone path. But what we tell him in this case is look, if the ball does not get stuck into your stomach, you've got to go ball to backer. So this would become his backer. So he would have to peel back. So if they did plug the Mike backer, he's able to pick him up and we're able to be protected on the throw. In this case here, the Mike backer expanded, and once he expanded right there, you had 5 for 5 and you were able to get the crease. And as you saw him just split the 2 safeties.
We are tied at 34 after 3 quarters of football. It should be a wild finish from Reynolds Razorback Stadium.
Fourth quarter. We're driving. He caught fire.
Yeah.
I mean, he had some nice plays here. And some guys that had to develop some chemistry in short order, right? It's not like they've been working together forever.
No, they've been asking for this, and thought the ball was placed very well here. His back shoulder ball. Again, Nick recognizes it's one-on-one. It's a one-on-one opportunity. And that's what you want. It's a man-free coverage. Take your big receiver to the boundary and just work off of him. Throw the ball, throw him open is what we always tell him.
And he seems to do that quite a bit. So when you see a cornerback and he's in phase with your receiver, we're saying back shoulder this.
Yeah, no doubt. Now go back, if you look at Nick, this is what's impressive. Watch Nick, he realizes, hey, I can't spend a lot of time in this fake. I've got to step up. So Nick does a good job selling the fake, stepping up underneath the rush and getting the ball out. I thought that was very well executed right here.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So he kind of short strokes it. He's got to get up and out.
Yeah, he had to on that. We're pulling our left guard and a protection that we've got called and trying to keep those backers down when you do that.
And we're in a tie ball game.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everybody now Nick, he wasn't here, so it's not like he's scarred or anything, but we all know what happened last year with this same bunch, and we're talking about respond.
Yeah.
How important was this drive?
Well, it was huge. I mean, it was because, as we shared with, this led to, when we just keep talking all the time about one play, just one time leads to another, and then all of a sudden it starts snowballing. And this is what this drive did. It gave everybody the confidence. We made some big-time plays on this drive. Very well executed play right here. We scored twice on this play. It was very well designed. Being able to run the ball down the hill and thought our backs did a good job finding it. Hayden Johnson motioning in, being able to hat it up. Thought we got good surge from our offensive line. And very good, very well designed play.
Can I throw an attaboy to your left guard? Yeah. He ends up blocking 3 guys.
Yeah.
So we engage the down lineman, and then I'm gonna pick up a linebacker and then the motion safety who ends up just squatting in the middle.
Yeah, Austin Capps is probably one of the tougher guys we got on this football team right there. And just look at him, he's excited. He knows what he just did and fired up. Man, he just wants a little bit of love right there. He wants somebody to come out.
Does anybody know?
Yeah, you may not just block 3 guys. Can somebody just come up and say, hey, nice job? And they did, obviously.
Nick Starkel checking with Chad Morris. He'll change the play. Lofts it up, has O'Grady still on his feet. Down to the 30. Are you kidding me?
So on the touchdown run after catch, because I would say throw, but C.J. O'Grady turned himself into a running back. But what was it that you saw from your opponent's defensive look that said we need to check to something different?
Well, we had design run called. So we were stacked our receivers up. We were actually going to bring him in motion right here and run just a downhill power is what we were going to bring. We recognized boundary pressure. We saw how low the free safety was playing right there. We saw how they were bumping the box. And we knew then that if they brought free safety off the edge, it was going to force a one-on-one matchup with CJ with a Mike linebacker. So, again, so we checked it. When we checked it, we slid him out, and which bumped and cleared everything up for us. The corner and safety slid out, or the Sam slid out. We knew pressure was coming off the edge, so we had to get our back across to pick up, which we do a great job. Nick communicates up front. We get the protection slid the right way, and we did. We get just an out and up, basically is what it is right there. And we knew right then that we were getting C.J. O'Grady matched up with a Will backer, and we executed very well.
Cheyenne O'Grady, 62 yards. Man!
You know, C.J. O'Grady gets a Datwood Award as well because he just never gave up. I'm sitting there going, get down, get down, get down, get down, get down. And I'm like, go, go, go. So I'm moving Nick. Nick, let's go. We're going to play with tempo. Let's go. You can see me running down the sidelines. Come on, Nick. Let's go. Get up. Let's go. Come on, Nick. We got to go. Come on, Nick.
Nick's over here going, we might have a touchdown, Coach.
Yeah.
I'll check with you in a minute. You're happy with a 15-yard completion, right?
Hey, we're keeping the chains moving. The clock's moving. Only thing I was worried about right here is don't let him strip the ball. But great effort. Traylon Burks comes over, screens him off, and allows CJ to get in the end zone. That was really good execution.
This is my favorite part, though, Coach. I mean, the effort's great and everything. So here you are. You're saying, get down, get down. Oh, go, go, go. Well, look at this.
Oh, yeah.
That's
right,
got to be a little. Is this a little foreshadowing?
It is.
This is one of your moves.
It is. Hey, we got to get in the club dub, and it's helped us get in there and turn the lights down and get the strobe lights rolling.
You had to get loose for club dub, which we will talk about more at the end of this thing, because that is just fantastic.
Oh, goodness.
Well, now it's 3rd and forever. They'll dump it off underneath to Kinsey, and he has fumbled the football. It is scooped up by Ladarius Bishop. Touchdown, Arkansas.
So we've given out one Datwood Award. That's a baseball bat.
That's a baseball bat that exemplifies great effort and just being tough. And here's the other Datwood Award right here. If you go back on this right here, watch Sosa. Right there at nose, comes over the top, recognizes the screen, sniffs it out. And as I went to Sosa before I went to Hayden Henry and Day-Day, and I said, so you made that play because you turned it back inside. He knows it. He wants a little sugar right there too. He's fired up. He turns it back inside, and when he does, you can watch 27 Hayden Henry. And Hayden's bringing everything he's got right there. That's a tough hit now. Wow. Yeah. And man, Day-Day's the beneficiary of all that hard work because he gets a Christmas hop right there and just scoops and scores. And he's the one who gets his name in the paper, but we're going to throw the love here to 3 and 27 and just great effort, great execution all the way around.
You can call the Hogs now.
The Hogs are definitely being called now.
What an exclamation point at the end of that football game. So what does that win now do for you all going forward?
I think the way we won it in the fourth quarter, at that point I thought this was a key moment for this team and the direction this team was going to go and what kind of response we were going to have. And you know, Scooter grabs the defense on the sidelines and as good a leader as I've ever seen, he gets them and says, this isn't happening. We're going to make a stand. And so I think it started with him. And then it started with Nick Starkel taking that offense and going down the field and scoring. And it just, from that point, it just led to more. And I think moving forward for this football program, you won it. You won it in the fourth quarter. We learned how to finish. Says a lot about our culture. Mental and physical toughness had to respond and step up in the moments we needed.
So here with junior quarterback Nick Starkel, senior tight end Cheyenne O'Grady. And Nick, let's start with you. This is your first start since 2017 in the Belk Bowl. So what was it like to go out there and take the first snap at quarterback?
It's been a while, but I mean, it felt amazing. You know, that just gives you so much confidence that you can go out there and get the first snap and know that you're not on a tight leash and the coaches are giving you free reign of the offense and letting you command that huddle and going out there with guys like CJ and guys like Trey Knox, Traylon Burks, Rakeem Boyd. With those type of weapons, I mean, you just have all the confidence in the world.
And CJ, you had knee surgery, right? A little cleanup job before the season even started. Then this week you had strep throat, didn't even start the game for a little while. What was it like when you inserted yourself, having seen the offense getting going early?
Man, it was just like getting back to the old way, man. Trying to pick right back off of where I left off last season, because I wasn't really happy with my performance against Ole Miss. So I kind of like started that game with a fresh start and had to overcome my little setbacks as far as my knee and then being sick and everything. I just had to overcome that and come out and try to do what I do best and help this team.
It's in the fourth quarter. It's about 6 minutes to play, right, on a second down, and you're on the minus side of the field. You're about to run a play, and you end up deciding that, look, I'm not going to take some little short pass. I'm going to go ahead and end this thing. Was that the mentality on your 62-yard touchdown run? Because that was the dagger.
I mean, I was a little frustrated with myself not being. I was a little selfish, honestly. I had not gotten in the end zone like I wanted to, and so it was probably not the smartest thing to try to stay up, because I knew that at that point in the game they were trying to get the ball out. I just had a mentality, like kind of like a pride thing. I didn't want to go down. It ended up working out some weird way, where I stayed up and ended up like coming out of that huge pile. I don't even know how many defenders were there. I don't know.
There were five. We counted.
Okay, there were five, and yeah, I just ended up popping out, and then I tried to run. Probably looked very slow, like I weighed 290 pounds, but I made it into the end zone, and man, it was a crazy play.
You're probably tired.
I was extremely.
You carried 5 guys for about 10 yards. That's a lot of weight. Well, so let's reenact that. Are y'all willing to do that?
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Absolutely.
All right, let's see what that looks like.
All right.
This is why you don't give up on Cheyenne O'Grady. This is why you continue to feed him, because he can make plays like this.
Okay, so I'm going to play the poor linebacker that has to try to cover you from the inside the box, right? Because you've already got leverage,
right?
Based on what's this route that you're going to run?
It's just a basic out and up.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's run it. Quarterback, you take it away. I'll be the linebacker that gets completely dogged. All right, run it, QB.
Wait, go.
So I'm trying to set him up here with a simple out, quick eyes, and then up, get the ball, boom.
So you catch it, I'm the defender, and I'm immediately like, I got to get this ball out.
Right.
So I'm muscling you over there to the sideline. Right. And here comes the cavalry, right? Here comes everybody else.
Oh, yes.
And now there was 5 dudes all the way around you at one point in time, and you're thinking what?
I'm like, should I go down or should I just try to stay up and see what happens? Basically, that's what went through my mind. So this first defender, I was trying to stiff arm him off me.
Yeah.
And he was like a toddler on my leg, like a little kid, just not letting go, just playing around. And then next thing you know, another defender comes in, bounce off him, and then it just turned into like I kind of like blacked out basically. I don't even know what happened inside that whole thing.
While you're blacked out, Nick,
Yeah.
what are you thinking? Because you can't even see CJ at one point in time. It's nothing but Colorado State jerseys. What's going through your head at this point?
Right, so at that point, I thought, okay, he's going to stay in bounds and run the clock like we're supposed to. So I start looking towards the sideline to get the next formation and everything, and I see everybody going crazy. So I bring my eyes back, and CJ spits out of that thing, and he's running into the end zone.
So how do you get out of this? We don't even have enough dummies to represent the dummies that were in on this play.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you. I think it's because they were all trying to get the ball out, but or poor tackling. I couldn't tell you, one of the two. So yeah, I just end up bouncing out, spinning around, and finally just pop out. And I'm like, wow, that just happened. So I didn't actually stop and look around like that, and then I just kind of strided out. Saw one last defender right there to my left. I was looking back and just kind of tried to drift off this way just to make sure I got in the end zone, because I didn't want all that to happen and not score, me being that selfish guy.
Yeah.
And then finally made it into the end zone. I was trying to celebrate, but I was completely out of breath. I couldn't even move really.
Ain't it fun to win?
What is Club Dub? There are guys in there just cutting off tape and acting like they
No,
know
heck no. So first thing you see, you walk around the corner, and we have one of our assistants, and he's fully dressed in a suit, opened up at the top, sunglasses on.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got a list, and your name has to be on the list to get into Club Dub.
So the jersey's not enough?
Jersey's not enough. You got to be on that list.
Yep.
And so, luckily our names were on the list, and so we make it into Club Dub. There's lights, there's confetti, there's music, and it's a big club in there.
Who's the DJ? Who's DJing at that point? Is Coach Morris over there?
Coach Morris is, I don't know if Coach Morris is DJing, but Coach Morris is having one heck of a time.
Participating. He's in Club Dub, I'll say that much.
First of all, it pays to be a winner. You know, we always come in and celebrate in the locker room. What can we do? And so, man, hey, let's go to Club Dub. And so our locker room turns into a nightclub, Club Dub. And you get that dub, and lights go down, and strobe lights come on, and there's water being thrown, there's guys dancing all over, and you know, people got their cell phones out. And
now, you said players are in there dancing, or coaches in there dancing?
Oh, yeah, there's been known to be a coach or two dancing in there, so yeah.
Did you break out the, whatever that was, the detonator,
man,
or whatever you call it?
I broke it all out. The floss, the whole, whatever you want to call all that, the arm shakes, the starting the motorcycle, we're going to have a lot of fun with it. And you know what? It's important for them to see that I'm having fun with it too, with those guys. And this is who we are. You know, obviously, the more wins you get, the better dancer you become. So hopefully I'll become a better dancer as the year goes.
Be sure to stretch out, Coach. I don't want you getting injured. That's great. What a great idea.
You bet.
Coach Morris was the first person to reach out to me whenever I did enter the transfer portal. He's one of the first coaches to reach out to me, as well as Coach Chavis and Coach Cooper that I had already known from A&M. And so I felt instantly a sense of belonging whenever I had talked to them on the phone and stuff. And I hadn't really considered Arkansas until it was later on in that process, probably about a month and a half after I entered the transfer portal. And then I came up here and it was just amazing. I mean, you guys know what Fayetteville was like. I just felt like this was definitely, going to be my home for the next 2 years.
Let's go!
Some coaches are just a figurehead and they're not really there for their players, but I truly believe that Coach Morris is here for us, and I know I can go talk to him about anything because I have gone and talked to him about anything. We can go have a conversation about, what's his favorite place to eat here, or we can go have a conversation about life, or we can have a conversation about ball. And so that's really great to have a head coach like that. I haven't necessarily started a lot of SEC games, but I've played in a lot of SEC games, and I know what it takes to win, and I know how it feels when you're not prepared. I know that feeling, and it sucks when you're not prepared to go in there because you get hit in the mouth. And this league's definitely one that if you're not ready, it's going to show. So feeling comfortable in this league is definitely huge for me, and I'm excited to be playing in it still.
Nick came to Arkansas knowing he would be involved in a quarterback battle with Ben Hicks already on campus. He says it's nothing new to him.
Every year I've been in a quarterback battle, probably minus my true freshman year when I redshirted with Trevor Knight there. He had been named the starting quarterback before I was even on campus, but I was still battling for the backup spot. And so it's been a quarterback battle every year, and coaches are going to choose the best one to play, and so I'm excited.
Nick is also excited to have 2 years as a Razorback, not just one.
I think it was more attractive to the coaches as well because they thought, we have a guy for 2 seasons rather than just one. And that's my thing too, is I'm going to stay all these 2 years and I'm going to soak it up and I'm going to get as much playing time as I can because you've seen our roster, how young it is and how talented it is. And so getting those guys 2 years into a system is going to be huge, being able to just progress with them and play with them.
Nick says the time he got to spend with the receivers this summer has excited him about the future of this program.
Seeing those guys out there every weekend on Saturday, I'd send a text to receivers, I'd say, what time are we going? I'd say 10 a.m. All right, I'll see you there. And we'd get every receiver out there. And we'd have the quarterbacks out there, and we'd be working, in that heat on the turf field out there because the grass didn't have lines on it yet, so we had to go on the turf. And every weekend those guys continue to come back out and spend their time out there and just perfect their craft. And that excited me the most, not just the pure talent, but the work ethic that we had over this summer. And some of that stemmed from them saying, I'm tired of this. I don't want to lose this year. And some of them, they were new and they just said, this is the standard that we're setting. And so that really excited me the most.
It's going to be Notre Dame and Georgia, and it's going to be a great scene, but it is hard to imagine that anything will be as moving, as compelling as what the Georgia fans did organically last week by organizing a grassroots pink out in honor of Wendy Anderson, the late coach, his wife, Blake Anderson's late wife, who passed away in August after a battle with breast cancer. The fans here in Georgia acquitted themselves beautifully. Tom Rinaldi joins us now. And Tom, it's really an unthinkable tragedy and unimaginable pain that Blake Anderson's going through.
Reese, a little more than 10 years into their marriage, when Blake Anderson was coaching, his wife Wendy told him, we're done. I can't do this anymore. Blake quit That day, realizing the toll the profession had taken on his wife and his family, he chose Wendy. Out of football selling insurance, he came back 2 years later with her blessing. A week and a half before this season started, he left coaching for the second time. Why? Because once again, he chose Wendy.
All right, before we get to film, I think I got to get something off my chest. I want to make sure that we're all on the same page. I do not want you to leap the pressure of having to win a game for my wife or for me. You could not win enough games to make me love you anymore. You could lose every game this season and I would still love you just as much, and so would she. This is not about wins and losses.
Special teams, let's go! Special teams, let's go! On the hop.
It would be easy to believe for Blake Anderson this season is only about loss. It's not. It's about living through faith and family, in memory and legacy.
I miss her every minute of every day. But if you gave her the choice of being here with her family or knowing that she could touch the lives of thousands by her death, she would have told you that the cost is worth it.
As much as it was the voice,
I look like a ragamuffin, but I did just download this. You want to meet my dog?
it was the smile and selfless spirit that most defined Wendy Anderson.
It's Mama Wendy, because she had that way of being able to make you feel like you're her son.
After 8 different schools and 22 years of marriage, in 2014, Blake got his first head coaching job at Arkansas State. The Red Wolves won the conference in 2016, but just months later, life would change.
During spring break, she'd gotten sunburnt, putting on aloe vera, and she found a lump. And she tried to kind of talk herself out of what it might be.
What were you told?
We're told that it's the most aggressive form of breast cancer that there is. It's very rare. And we got to get serious about attacking it.
They did, and by the 2017 season opener at Nebraska, Wendy was cancer-free.
Thank you for this. I was not expecting this. Yeah. So now y'all need to go kick Nebraska's ass.
We're thinking we beat it. We're thinking miracle, and we're going to make it.
A little more than a year later, the cancer returned. By January 2019, doctors found 5 tumors, 1 pressing against her brain.
My initial thought was, she's 48 years old, and I'm about to lose my wife, and we got to figure out how to do this. It's not supposed to happen that way.
I didn't want him to go through it. It was about him as his kids. And you just feel helpless.
As Blake and their 3 children prayed, Wendy fought. Through rounds of radiation, cycles of chemotherapy, constant pain, as her weight dipped to 90 pounds.
Like my bald head. He's gonna have to stop doing a bunch of stuff for me because he's not gonna make it through camp if he doesn't.
4 days after her 49th birthday, August 19th, Blake took an official leave of absence from the program that morning. Wendy died that night.
You just don't want there to be anything unsaid. I love you. That's it. I wanted her to know I love you. And she got to say it back. Those the last 3 words I got from her. And I just feel that's a gift that I wasn't promised. For days, I kept thinking she was going to walk around the corner. I kept thinking the phone was going to ring. It took a good week for me to realize she's not coming back in. She's gone. And when you realize that, you lay down and you cry for a while because you're not ready for it to be there.
19 days after Wendy's death, Blake walked into a team meeting unannounced.
I could hear her telling me, you need to get back to the guys. You need to get back to the family. You need to get back to what you love. Life's got to continue.
That night, Arkansas State beat UNLV by 26.
Good job. Every win we've ever had, I want to celebrate with her. Every loss, she was the one that got me through it. It hit home really quick. She's not going to be there. You're going to have to figure this one out on your own.
On his own, yes. But with so many to help. At home.
This is this and that is that.
In the locker room.
Together! 1, 2, 3! Together! Let's go.
Even in the visiting stands. Blake Anderson isn't losing. He's coaching, leading, living the best he can.
The only thing I can think of that gives me any peace at all is just knowing that the reward that is waiting for her in heaven. I know she's getting it. I know she has it now.
Blake wanted to share Wendy's story for a few reasons. One, as a testimony to the faith that helped them get through this fight and the hope that it might serve others as they face their own times of adversity. And of course also to drive awareness and importantly research dollars for those who face cancer. In one of their final conversations in hospice, Wendy told Blake, be patient with the kids. When the time comes for their daughter Callie to be married, hire someone to help. In her typical humor, she said, don't be too mean to the cat. And finally told him, be at peace, because I am. College Game Day from Athens, Georgia will return after this.
Look at the atmosphere in Club Dub. You walk into confetti and strobe lights, music vibrating the walls, everyone, including the head coach, showcasing some stellar dance move. Coach Morris told us, look, in all seriousness, wins have been hard to come by here. His kids deserve and need to celebrate them in a big way. He said, guys, longer Club Dub is open. The more it's open, the better his moves get.
And we are underway as Arkansas wins the toss. They defer. San Jose State wants the football, and they will get it out at the 20. Throws toward the end zone. Passes caught. Touchdown, Spartans. First down and 10 for Arkansas. Had to punt it away on their opening possession. That pass is caught. Quick hitter, pass caught that time by Tyson Morris. They'll hand it off to Boyd. Breaks a tackle, and he's close to the first down. Should have the first down. Holiness goes in motion, makes the reception. He'll be stopped at the 40-yard line. Only 50 yards of offense for the Hogs. Four-man rush. They will get it to Knox. Breaks a couple of tackles. He'll get it to the 45 and drag to the turf there. A 17-yard pickup, and you can move the chains.
Side by side.
Tosses it up, has a man. It's caught by Woods. That'll go to the house. 62 yards.
Just watch. You get nothing but a simple, nice little post route from the inside. His safety gets caught inside. And you can see Starkle climb up in the pocket. And now you get a chance to throw this football over the top, exactly what you want. Runs right by Zamora Ziegler and just a dime here. And look at the post route. Stems him outside and then crosses his face. Does a great job of Starkey keeping that football up the hash. But when you get them, you got to be happy about them, but you got to get momentum going into those games.
Tyler Nevins. Tayo Soli with the tackle. Second down. Love going up top. Again, double coverage, and that one is picked off on the back end by Cameron Curl.
He's just playing the little high hole over here and does a great job of going, get the football. They say defensive backs usually don't have good hands, but watch him track his football over the shoulder, secure it, and give his offense another possession. Just a big-time play for this defense.
Nick Nash, the team's leading rusher. He will keep it here. Boy, look at him dance around and finds the end zone. 15 yards for the true freshman out of Irvine, California. Come near side. Woods picks it out of midair, and that'll be good enough for the first down. Knew right where the line to gain was. Starkle slides to his left. That pass is caught by O'Grady. Got right in front. Warren makes the catch. Stays on his feet, still dancing around. He's down to the 31-yard line.
Morris said that about Warren is he is good in space, and you can see it right here. Making guys miss. He probably made 4 or 5 guys miss on this particular play.
At the 32, Warren goes in motion. High snap. They will give it to Boyd. He'll cut it back inside the 25, down to the 23, gain of 8.
This may be 4-down territory with how he missed the field goal last drive.
Arkansas bringing the heat. Love, his pass, spatted around, incomplete. He was looking for Isaiah Hamilton.
Being challenged tonight, and it's kind of the same MO.
They'll go inside handoff to Dejon Packer. He'll get about a yard and a half as we close in on 3 minutes to go in the opening half. Clock ticking down to 1:15. San Jose State had to burn a couple of early timeouts, so they only have 1 remaining, but they may not need it. Holiness inside the 10 to the goal line. Touchdown Spartans, 26 yards. Welcome to college football, Isaiah Holiness. Weekend against Colorado State, now 9 for 44.
And here's what his offense, this is what it needs. Some rhythm, needs some continuity. This offensive line has to move some guys.
Back-to-back runs that'll pick up 12 yards total, and that'll be a first down. Boyd showing some emotion.
What we saw last week out of Nick Starkle.
Starkle hit again. Pass is caught this time down around the 35. That's a first down. They went to the freshman Knox. Pressure comes right from that left tackle spot, but Starkle gets the pass off to Devil Whaley. He's down to the 11-yard line, a 23-yard pickup.
Just hadn't been able to come out of it. It may be time.
Nick Nash loses the football, but will fall on it. He came in to start this drive.
And then getting it out of his hand.
He'll go with Boyd. Turns the corner and has the first down around the 35-yard line. Gain of 12. Connor Limpert to attempt a 48-yard field goal. He has got a booming leg and does not disappoint here.
Here's San Jose State already down in Arkansas territory.
6 on the line for Arkansas. The wide side, get it to the tight end, Derek Deese.
They've been dominating.
Love, this time, they get to him. Jamario Bell.
Yeah, here comes Jamario Bell. He's going to come right off his edge, right through here, unblocked. And you're going to see just a perfect job here. Look at the ET stunt. Guard misses it. Just a great job there of getting upfield and nowhere for Josh Love to go with that football.
Next week, Arkansas is trying to. Arkansas going to go for it, backed up inside the 30. They'll pitch it to Whaley. Plenty of room to run. The first down at the 45. O'Grady spins out of trouble. Boy, that had makings of another one like we saw last week, breaking about 5 tackles. Quick hitter over the middle. Pass is caught. Tyson Morris on his feet to the end zone. Touchdown, Arkansas. This 30-yarder.
Yeah, backside slant here right behind that linebacker off the play action. And he just throws the defender to the ground. And just an extra effort play here. And you can see it from up top. Watch that safety come down. And here he is right behind him after the play action. He does a great job of eluding one of those defenders and getting into the end zone for a huge play. And early in this fourth quarter, only down by 7.
Sacked once. There's been 3 pressures. Gain of about 2. Over the middle. Knocked out of there by Bumper Pool. Underneath, pass is caught. That'll go to Billy Humphries. Inside handoff goes to Nevins. And that's what's coming up next for this Arkansas team, but they got to somehow fight through this one down 7. They'll start this drive with Rakeem Boyd getting the handoff, and he's out near the 37-yard line. Stark with the throw, lost it up for Knox, makes the catch, he's out of bounds. O'Grady in motion. Trying to get it all here, including the touchdown. Catch is made at the 10-yard line. Mike Woods coming up with a play. 3-man rush over the middle. Touchdown, Arkansas. Trey Knox hanging on. We showed you earlier, last time San Jose State beat a Power 5 team, 2006. Off the right side, big hole. There goes DeJean Packer. Touchdown, Spartans back out in front. Going deep, looking for Woods. That one is picked off again. Bobby Brown with his 2nd interception, the 5th of the night for the Spartans, and you can close the book on this night for Arkansas.
No need to take that shot right there. You got a whole minute to go in this ball game. They're playing prevent defense. There is no need to take that shot. They were playing 2 guys deep back there. Take what the defense gives you and continue to move the chains. Look at this. They got the safety sitting in the middle of the field watching you the entire time, as well as a corner.
All right, welcome into the studio, Doring, and Chiswick. This was not how it was drawn up to be after a 55-point outburst against Colorado State. Like, you think they go down the field, they score, they're feeling good, energized, momentum's in Arkansas's favor. Defense is going to get a stop, except we talked about this earlier. Defense couldn't get key stops, and it ends up costing them, along with 5 Nick Starkel picks.
Yeah, at critical times in the game where you have to have things happen on defense, the defense couldn't close the door. Look, Josh Love throws for 402 yards, guys, against this. You know, there was no pressure, there was no sacks, there was no negative plays. They had 1 pick on the night, but when the game was in the balance, the defense didn't come up with it. They gave up 16 explosive plays between runs and passes. Guys, on the average right now, if you have just an average game on defense, you give up 8. That's a lot of explosive plays.
I'm more surprised about the offense. I mean, last week they established the run early in the football game. They're playing against the San Jose State defense, who is 100th in the country when it comes to stopping the run, and they're only able to get 131 yards on the day. Chad Morris talked about at halftime finishing drives when they got down in that part of the field. They only got 7 points on 3 trips in that area. Yeah. That's the difference in the ballgame.
Arkansas loses 31-24 at home. All right, how about Arkansas home for San Jose State a week after the Razorbacks scored 55 in a win over Colorado State. Spartans, though, up by 10. Josh Love to Isaiah Holiness. And he does the rest all the way for a Spartan touchdown, 24-7. Chief, less than thrilled.
Yeah. Definitely frustrated because we saw that a bunch tonight. 402 yards passing tonight for Josh Love. 16 explosive plays.
Nick Starkel. one of his 3 touchdown passes. Problem is, well, you'll see in a moment. DeJohn Packer. Look at this. After Arkansas ties the game, San Jose State, quick drive, immediately scores the go-ahead touchdown, and then here's Starkel. This is interception number 5.
I don't care who you play. You throw 5 interceptions, it's going to be tough to win the football game.
And it was for the Razorbacks, who move on to face Texas A&M next week.
Bobby Brown, San Jose State, 7 tackles against Arkansas, but he also had 2 of the team's 5 picks, including the clincher in that big win.